My name's Caitlin Hill. I'm with UnHinged magazine here interviewing Floral Park.
Oh, the dramatic entrance.
I'm Matt. I'm the vocalist in this band.
I'm Dan. I play drums.
I'm Billy. I play bass. I'm Julian, and I play guitar.
Tell me about how you guys became a band. We'll start from the beginning.
All right. Well, me and Bailey started it last year around this time, and it started out as a three-piece with another drummer. It didn't work out, so then Julian came to see one of our shows, and we started talking about musical influences, and we had all the same influences. So then we joined up, and then not long after, we went to Toronto, downtown Toronto, to see a show there. And Vuko, Dan, was filling in on the drums with another band. And then we talked about jamming. And then a little while later, Julian happened to be friends with Dan. We had no idea. And it just kind of synced up, and that's how the lineup happened. And we played our first show, and that was it. We kind of knew right away. So
You knew instantly, like the rest was just history, right?
yeah. I think I can speak for everybody when it clicked immediately.
It felt good because we barely practiced for that show and just like came together. Felt good. Yeah, it felt really good. Yeah.
So how long have you guys been together?
6 months? No, 7 months.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
this lineup.
Yeah, technically we've all been together, since
October.
Yeah. So whatever that is, 8 months maybe.
Yeah. Everyone in this band is a songwriter, and everyone kind of pulls from their influences in different ways, given like their instrument and what they're sort of being inspired by in the moment. I think we do a really good job of taking people's ideas and staying humble as a band, detaching egos for a second to just really get into the zone when we're together and really feel a vibe out. Just the other day, we were just acoustics and a cajon, just really feeling out our ideas for what's coming next. And it's
what is coming next?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, tell me about it.
I'm certain right now, right? Because of this COVID stuff. But yeah, we don't really know yet for sure, but definitely an album.
Everybody writes, so like we got lots of songs in the works, and like we're just gonna try to write as many as we can, and then pick out like a good number for a full-length album, all new material, and when the time comes or we can release it, when we can actually play shows again, then hopefully it'll be something special.
What would you say influences you guys?
I feel like it's so different for every person in the band.
Yeah, I think my dad used to tour. He was a professional musician. He toured the world, but he never really showed me much music at all. So I basically stumbled upon southern rock and blues rock by myself, really.
I think all of us really appreciate like southern rock particularly, and blues in general. Like I think our sound, especially with some of the other songs that we haven't released that are for the next project, can really like parallel like the kind of like good feel good southern rock of like kind of Skinner and Allman Brothers, and so we definitely all have that in there. And then for myself, I think Beatles are a huge influence, of the reason that I started playing music, as obviously like millions and millions of other people. But and then like the early Delta blues guys I've really been influenced by.
Mine are same as Julian, kind of the southern blues, that kind of stuff. Then the Delta blues, Robert Johnson, all those guys. And then the Stones, that's my go-to band. Those are
Prince, Michael Jackson, and oddly enough, Avenged Sevenfold mixed in a pot. You get a little bit of like new metal, pop, sort of kind of a weird mix, but I didn't know at the time, but I just really like big, powerful productions and songs.
Well, maybe that's what makes you guys so different, is you've got a little bit from all over the spectrum.
Yeah, I think so.
You can definitely hear like even when like particularly like when we were recording, right? Just thinking like, okay, what about like the little things we can add here, add there? You know, this band used to do this kind of thing, that band used to do that kind of thing, and like just like the whole spectrum of like musical influences that we have. I think it's definitely benefited the way we write our music, because everybody has different, very unique and like very original inputs that you get from just a blend of musical background, right?
If you had to pick one artist that you could collab with, alive or dead, just you, yourself, and this other person, who would everybody pick?
Paul McCartney. Get inside the head of a guy who has written more hits and, I mean, the most listened to music in the history of the planet. that's something that I would like to, strum a couple chords with for sure.
Mine is Rick Rubin. He's a producer anywhere from like Slipknot, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like he produced.
You got me at Red Hot.
Yeah, he produced like Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Californication, Stadium Arcadium. He's produced.
I agree with you. Then I think I want to collab with this person also.
He was in the Beastie Boys for a bit, or like their main guy production wise.
I would pick. I'd have to go back to the Stones and go Keith Richards. Just because I honestly like a lot of the Delta blues stuff. Usually it's the other way around. You find the Delta blues and all that blues stuff, and then you find a band like the Stones or the Beatles or something like that. But I found like it was the Stones when I was younger. Then I looked into Keith Richards as I got into his guitar playing and that kind of stuff. Found out about Robert Johnson and all his influences. So yeah, I don't know. Probably Keith Richards. Yeah.
Yeah, I have his book Life that he wrote.
Yeah.
And I have not read it yet just because I don't know if I'm prepared to read the life of Keith Richards. And it's like a 500-600 page book. And I'm just like, I need to have some serious downtime before I try to read this.
If I had to collaborate with someone, I was always thinking of someone who would give me lessons, but I can't do that. But for collaboration, I picked the guy named Kurt Vile. And he's an insane songwriter, and all his music just takes me on a trip. So collaborating with that would just open up a whole world for things. I do that for sure.
What is your favorite thing to do that is not music related whatsoever?
As a band?
Drink beer.
Yeah.
Drink beer.
The band likes to eat and drink, and I think everybody in the band can eat and drink. And so, I mean, we generally listen to music and jam. Yes.
Oh yeah, Bailey is a chef.
We listen to music, we jam, and then like I don't think we rarely ever leave out the beer and food part. So
I'll be right back.
Yeah. This one here.
Everyone put their hoods on.
Yeah.
Y'all laughing at me?
No, he's thinking about doing
should I put my
shades.
sunglasses on and just pull this one?
Serious. I am so serious. Like, I don't want to sound like a little fangirl, but really, that is some good shit.
Thank you.
Really good shit.
listen, that means a lot.
That's awesome.
We love what we're doing, so I mean, if that were to come of it, that'd be something special because we really enjoy it.
Favorite concert you have ever been to?
Corn.
I got mine.
Corn.
Oh, he knew. It's Corn.
Oh my God, Corn. I've never seen such like incredible showmanship from like all five members.
We saw the Rolling Stones last summer, so tour. Yeah, that was amazing. We kind of went all out and paid for right on the gate, right at the stage. So because I needed to see them, so I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go all in, just destroy my credit card, and just.
I bet it was worth it though, wasn't it? Aren't you glad you did it?
Yeah.
Mine was probably the first Greta Van Fleet tour.
No, you didn't. Yes. Yeah.
Fucked up.
I've got Danny's drumstick right now in my.
You should know that to
Yeah.
Toronto.
The drumsticks just have character. You know what I mean? And they're like wrapped up, and they've got all the nicks and shit on them. I don't know.
You can change the size, you know. They're not that expensive. You know, if you don't like one, you keep going.
Item A was opening up for them, and I never, ever, ever expected to hear somebody playing such authentic Delta blues on a steel resonator guitar.
Isn't it though?
That, I swear to God, I said this as soon as I saw them. I said I could leave right now and be satisfied with not seeing that because they were insane. So then we ended up going to see them again. Like I never expected to see somebody playing Delta blues that well, and it was amazing.
I knew I liked you guys from first beat of the song. I just knew. Knew it. What is everybody's most useless talent? Just something so stupid, but you can do it, and not everybody can.
Looking beer tabs off cans.
He can smoke. He flicks them from our backyard, and it's unbelievable how far. It's really the most useless thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, that's a good one then.
Useless talent. That's a good question.
You have tons of them, dude.
Yo, get out of here.
You have tons of useless talents. Come on.
Damn, what
I feel like I'm like abnormally good at yard games, like hacky sack toss and like I don't know, like washer toss and like little like carnival games that you play. Yeah, like bocce ball. I don't know. I just got a good feel for it. But that's like self-judged. I don't know how valid that is. I'll just call that like a.
That's mine.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you like in the inside of your mouth?
And honestly,
That is so
Get close to the
good.
mic. Get close to the mic.
okay. I
I
can't.
thought you're talking to me. I'm like, what?
I'm gonna do my best.
Oh my god.
I'm ready.
That is insane.
Oh.
Did you get it?
Yeah, but I still don't see how you're doing it. How does it make that noise?
Well, I'm flicking my mouth, but I'm not really sure that that's doing anything. I just think it's in my head, and then I'm doing a weird mouth thing. I'm not really sure.
It's so stupid. But my buddy, you know, people who can like throw cards, like actually like zing cards. Okay, my buddy can do that, and he like when people are over like having drinks and stuff, like nobody else can catch any of them. And my most useless talent is that like when he zings the cards, I can like reach my hand out and grab it. Dumbest thing you'll ever hear.
That's a really good useless talent. Since I have all of you here, I want to play a game. You want to play a game?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, we're going to do who is most likely. So I'm going to ask you questions, and you have to nominate one person out of your band that is the most likely to do this, okay? Who is the most likely to sleep through a tornado and or earthquake?
I'm sleeping. I'm not sure what's going on. All I do is
You're
sleep.
like a dead sleeper.
Oh, it's not good yet.
Yeah, he passed out when we were recording our album. We have a picture of it actually.
Yeah. It's not even me singing.
He's just lying there sleeping, and I'm giving the thumbs up.
Who is most likely to sing Bohemian Rhapsody at the top of their lungs?
Yeah.
Who is most likely to spend an entire day binge watching Harry Potter?
Oh, me.
That's gonna be
I
him,
love
man.
Harry Potter.
Yes!
I'm literally-
Who's most likely to mess up on stage?
Oh.
I think usually that mess up a lot of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bailey because
Bailey,
he's just
yeah,
drinking
Bailey
all
has his
day.
moments. Sometimes I don't know a lot of the lyrics in some of our cover songs. So sometimes a lot of making up, but the crowd doesn't know the difference.
Yeah,
So-
that's not even messing up. That's just singing
I
the
got
wrong
yeah,
verse.
yeah.
Who is most likely to spend all their money in a casino?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I do some stupid things with my money. I did
Probably you.
$100 in pizza one night.
Oh man.
That was, and there was only two of us.
Who has the best taste in music?
Me.
Yeah.
I like
It's
Julian's
this guy.
taste.
I guess
I
it
like
would
Julian's
probably Julian stuff. Yeah.
taste. Julian knows his stuff.
I know
Like
everything
crazy.
there is.
Dude, you know the Black Crows to last month.
No,
we
get
were
outta
we
here.
were driving to like 3 or 4 hours away. We rented a cottage to record some of the EP, and I had a Beatles 3-hour lecture in the car because I don't know the Beatles. Like he is a Beatles fanatic, so
Yeah.
I asked for it, but it was super in depth and fully rounded answers.
Who has the biggest record collection?
Yeah. Is that Bailey?
I was gonna say Bailey.
Yeah, it's Bailey.
Bins on
Yeah,
bins on
probably
bins.
Bailey.
Who is most likely to wait 24 hours in line for a show?
If it's McCartney, I'm there for like 24 days straight.
24 days.
It's the Stones. I'm gonna set up a tent. I'm gonna
There
bring
you
all
go.
my gear.
Who's most likely to dress up to go to Comic Con or Dragon Con?
Yeah.
How'd you guys come up with the band name?
So we have a crazy name, right? Anyways, the name came from. So I have a cottage up north, like a family cottage, and the community it's in is called Floral Park. That's kind of where I grew up. My dad was in some bands there, so it's kind of where I grew up around music. So I just one day, like it was whatever, had it, and everybody liked it, and it stuck, and we haven't changed it, and I don't think we're gonna change it, and that's basically it.
That reminds me of like Blue Slide Park with Mac Miller. But what's the best advice you guys have ever been given since you started out doing this?
I think I got a great piece of advice from Bailey's dad, Tom. We all grew up playing hockey, obviously, because we're Canadian, and Bailey's dad plays hockey. And like when you play hockey, obviously, like, you know, let's say you score a goal, it's like you can't think about that goal. You got to go out and try to score another goal. And so like Tom was saying to us the very night that we released the album, Tom's Bailey's dad, he said, okay, you guys like release this EP, now put it out of your mind and start thinking about doing something else. And I think that was a great piece of advice where it's like, you can't just like sit back and expect something to just do it for itself. You actually have to do things to make things happen for yourself. And beyond music, that's just like a great piece of advice that I've always remembered. I'm sure I've always
That's really good. I really like that.
Mine would also be from my dad saying keep a guitar in every room. And so what comes to
That's
mind,
a great.
That's a
always
good
have
one.
something. So in this house we have a few rooms, bedrooms, the studio, living room, basement. We have a guitar in every room. And when we first moved in here, I was playing a guitar in the living room, put it down, and I went in my room, picked up one, and I sent the boys a tune right away, like the 10 minutes I got into this house. I sent to them, and now that's going to be one of the songs.
It's a new song, and we're going to rehearse it for the first time tonight.
Yeah, so
Your dad sounds like a very smart man.
yeah.
Do you have a date for or you're just waiting for Corona to calm down to release it?
What happens before we decide to release anything?
Really,
Because you don't want to get in the same dilemma as we've already kind of found ourselves in.
it's going to depend on when we can play live again, really. Because if we can't play live, I don't know if there's a huge, maybe like a single will come soon kind of thing. But in terms of a full-length album, I think if you can't play live, I really don't think, at the stage we're at, I don't think there's not really any point, because we're relying so much on playing live for
Promote it.
and build that fan base. So, because you can only release it to, the people that are following you at that time, they're going to be the most, they're going to see it the most. And, so I don't know. You get.
Y'all gonna try to tour after this album whenever everything goes back to normal?
It's a big thing to build locally first. And I think we're still in that phase. So, we need to build our fan base locally at home first and get that as big as possible, I think, before we hit the road or anything. So depend financially, or it depend on a few different things, but yeah.
It's cool though, because like I remember a conversation I was having with Dan one time. I think we were all together actually, and he was saying like it's awesome how we can like kind of track listeners and follows and all that kind of stuff, because you can see like if you have a demographic in a particular area, a decent amount. Dan can be like, man, it'd be cool if like one weekend we see that we have like X amount of listeners in this city, boom, book a city in that show, and we can go and play a show and expect that there will be some people there. So it's awesome that nowadays you can track that and kind of like make rational decisions about like where to go and where to play and whatnot. So that's big for us, especially when we release them.
I will be patiently waiting in Atlanta, Georgia.
I want to go to Georgia.
Yeah,
We're there.
you know
We're
what?
there.
We'll eventually get down there, don't worry. We'll definitely get down there.
Nashville, Georgia, all that.
Yeah, everything.
Even if we're playing just a little dive bar, we'll shoot you a DM. And
Yeah.
Those are the best ones, though.
Greta Van Fleet played in Toronto for the first time. I believe I heard this from multiple. I think it was in an interview. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this exactly, but I'm pretty sure they played a small little dive bar in Toronto, and I don't remember the name of it. But I heard that they showed up and started playing, and I was like, oh my god, I would have like way rather seen that than the big show, right? It would have been amazing to be there.
Yeah.
There's little shows, when we saw Ida May in a little bar down in Toronto on Queen Street, man, it's
Even
the best.
our old pal Kingfish, eh? We saw
I saw
Kingfish.
Kingfish,
Well, not
yeah.
Matt. Matt wasn't there that night.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know Kingfish.
Don't
Kingfish,
know about it.
Crystal Kingfish Ingram. He's a blues player. He's from the Delta. He's he played at this I'll put in quotes legendary bar in Toronto, the Horseshoe Tavern. Stones have played there. The Hip have played there. Well, I'm not too sure if you know who the Treacherous Hip are. They're Canadian, but a bunch of awesome bands have played there. And I guess like right before everything shut down, we saw Kingfish play there, and he's like just through and through blues. So to see him play there up close, we got to meet him afterwards. He walked into the crowd playing absolutely ripping his guitar up, and so like that kind of atmosphere is like second to absolutely nothing.
I think the first time I was ever up close at a show, I accidentally showed up like an hour early for Co-Wetzel. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of them. They're like a country rock kind of thing. Anyway, but I showed up an hour early, and I was like, well, I'm here, I might as well wait. And I ended up being at the very front, and this was about 2 years ago. And I have never been at the back of a show since. Like, I won't go if I can't be you know what I mean? Like it's almost like a waste of money. Like, I don't know. I like the sweaty bodies all over me, and holding your pee for like 10 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Just random, and this is just it's funny. Bailey, we saw Greta Van Fleet. We got right to the front, and we've been standing there for so long, waited there like hours. Ida May played everything. As soon as Greta Van Fleet comes on, Bailey looks at me and goes, man, I have to pee so bad. And he has to leave, and I'm like, dude, there's no way he's going to make it back. He comes brawling through the crowd. People are like, oh, what's going on? Like, they're so pissed. Just comes flying through, makes his way. He's like, I made it back. I'm like, dude, you just pissed off the whole crowd behind us.
I've done the same thing. I went to Exit 111 Festival in Manchester, Tennessee, and it was like the lineup was like Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Leonard Skinner, like the headliners were rock and roll, but it was mainly like a metal festival. Like Slayer was there and Lamb of God and Ghost and all them. But I had waited at this one stage because ZZ Top was the last one to play. So I had waited there for probably like 5 or 6 hours just waiting for them to come on. So I ended up seeing it was like Cheap Trick was before them, and then it was it. But anyway, as soon as the set was changing from Cheap Trick to ZZ Top, I was like, I gotta pee. Like, there's no way. I have stood here. I was probably there for about 6 or 7 hours at that point, and there was just no holding it. And I knew I was like, I'm not gonna make it back. There's no way I'm making it back up here to my friends. And I damn sure did. I don't know how I did it. I mean, there were people behind me that were so mad. Like my girlfriend that I had with me, she had on like this ring that she could press a button on it and it would light up. So I'm like talking to her through the crowd. I'm like, just put your hand up, put your hand. I just like follow that blinking light until eventually, like, you know, it's like that home stretch where we're like pulling each other through the crowd. But
you've been waiting for hours to be there, and you waited all that time, and all these people came behind you, and you just got to go to the bathroom. It's like, no, I am making it back there. Like,
yeah.
There's a Canadian band called Monster Truck. I saw them, like years ago at this venue in Toronto. It used to be called the Sound Academy. It's called Rebel now. Redman, he played there. But I remember seeing a mosh pit at that show, and I went with a buddy of mine who's like hearing impaired, so he's got 2 hearing aids. And he went into the mosh pit and got one knocked out of his ear. And when he tried to pick it up, got the other one knocked out of his ear. So he's searching the bottom of this mosh pit for his hearing aids, and it was like a mess. And I was I was laughing because I was like, dude, don't go in there. It's like bad. But he went in, and so he kind of.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
We're glad for the opportunity.
Yeah.
See you now.
Wait, I'm coming. Gotcha.